Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Sock Talks with Joy and Sean. Glad you're here with us here today.
Hi,
And
Joy.
good to see you, Sean, and
How
see
are
that
you?
sun coming in the window.
It is. It's been pouring, and it's going to be pouring all day. So I did
Oh,
a.
is that
I didn't do a
right?
beach walk talk today. I did a lanai talk.
Yeah.
So
Well, honestly, it looks like, I mean, it's bright enough. It might be raining out there, but you look like you have some nice sunshine
yeah,
coming in.
there's some. Yeah, it's peeking through. So
Yeah, awesome, awesome. So listen, let's talk about your week. How's things going? What's going on? What's happening
it's
with
good. I love that the journal's out. I'm all in on the journal. I've sold a few already. My goal is I want to get 1,000 out to the marketplace by the end of the year. That's my goal because I
Wow,
think it
good for
can. I
you.
think it really, if people use it, it can really help people. I mean, I really truly do. Um, and then about new affiliate, helping an affiliate do a walkthrough today at 4 o'clock. So I'm excited about that. She needs one more solopreneur to be a silver.
Okay,
So within
nice.
like a week and a
Nice.
half. Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah.
yeah.
How
How
about
long
you?
is she? And she's new. So how long is she new?
Uh, Today's 2 weeks. She
Two
signed
weeks.
up 2 weeks.
Nice.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Nice, nice. Now tell me about her. How did she come to you? How was it? How
So
did
actually, her husband
you?
I know from Columbus. We
Okay.
networked together in Columbus. He's done send out cards in the past, but hasn't, and he's got his own business.
Hmm.
And honestly, she was looking for something to do that she could, that there was a purpose,
Okay.
I think so. We had a great conversation. Asked some questions, which is what we're going to talk about today, just to see where they were. And she got on board, got another solopreneur, and then she's actually, and it's funny because she got a text from a cousin that got a card. I love this. How do I do this? And she asked me the question, what do I do? And I said, well, you could send the webinar and then we could set a time. And I'm like, you know what? Or we could just have her send a card. She's ready. Let's meet her where she's at. So by me asking some questions and her asking questions, and I said, I'm good for Zoom. And so we're again today at 4 o'clock. So that's what we want to talk. We want to talk about the questions you
Yeah.
ask,
Right.
because the better your questions you're asking, as you're following up from them watching a webinar or you're walking them through sending a card, what questions are you asking? Because that helps the close or whatever you want to call that, because you can
Hmm.
funnel them right to whatever, not covering everything, but going right to whatever they told you on, how do they see themselves using this? How many cards do they think they want to send? Do they have clients that they want to send? How many clients do you have? And
Hmm.
asking those questions, and then you saying, oh, this package is the best for you. By what you just told me, this is
Hmm.
what you should do.
Right.
So it's
Right.
the book, good, better, best. That's kind of what it's from, and it triggered some of my BNI group because I'm reading it. I'm like, I'm not doing that with my trainers at my gym, and so they're offering something, and then the client's like, oh my god, that's sticker shock, and then they back down to this, and then they back down to this, and then sometimes the client's like, and I'm not interested. Instead of
Right.
asking questions first and then plugging them into where they should be.
Okay. Well, that's an interesting way. You're right. I think that we've talked about this before, and we talk about it
Yep.
all the time, the proper questions to ask, but you want to channel yourself to the right questions. And I think afterwards, we're going to also kind of list some questions
Yep.
that might be helpful, because every individual is different. Sometimes, and I love what you were saying about your client, Sean, too. It's like, our first response when you've got somebody that's interested is like, okay, we want to get the webinar in their hands. And we do want to do more of that.
Right.
But you know what? You need to find out first, kind of like in her case, it was like,
She wants to send cards.
she
She
wants
wanted
to
to,
send
how do I
cards.
send cards? So let's
Yeah,
get her
you
sending the
want to,
cards.
yeah, you want to go in that direction, and it's like, let's do that first. Does that mean you're
Right.
not going to send a webinar? No, not at all. But
Well, and
let's
what we
do
did
things
is
in the
we
right order. Yeah.
scheduled for 4 o'clock today. I said, send her the webinar because she's a dentist. She may
Hmm.
look at the webinar and go, she might be thinking, I want to send a cool card to my friends and family like you just did to me.
Hmm. Hmm.
She watches the webinar and she's like, oh my God, I could use this for my clients.
Hmm.
So, yeah, either in between appointments or after you walk somebody through,
Mhm.
I get that webinar in their hands because it does the work for us.
It is definitely does a lot of the work for us, with it. Now, and I know I had a client, a past client, she uses it. She sends cards out 3 or 4 times a year, usually about 50 at a pop. you know,
Okay.
and she's an interior designer. And, she's finished up on her packages, which we'll talk about that a little bit here too. We have to be aware of what's coming down the pike as far as last year's packages,
Yeah.
are ending, but, and she had messaged me. She says, I want to send 50 postcards and, I'm not sure now what package I should do. Where should I be at? What should I do? And everything. So we kind of had this dialogue going on, by email first,
Okay.
and I kind of did some numbers, ran some numbers for her with what we have, and that type of a thing. And then it was like, but I'm going to recommend to you, to look at something a little bit beyond this and to look at not sending postcards. And not that I'm against postcards, but
Right.
I know where I'm at and I know where I'm at here in Pittsburgh, and I know what goes through those presses at the post office,
Right.
and
Get
they're
mangled.
not. And she's got a profession where that is beauty. I mean, she's an interior designer, so things
Oh
have to
yeah. You
be,
don't want the
you don't
no.
want that. You just don't want that. And that's when, the recommendation, I think you need to do a 5x7, and in the envelope, we're paying your postage. I really throw that out to people all the
Yeah.
time. Like just keep in mind, to forget this sticker shock when you look at prices because it includes postage.
There's no and we got to add this on at the end
That's
anymore.
exact. There's
Absolutely.
no, there's
Absolutely.
nothing there at the end with that. So you have to like do that. And so in the course of we finally got on the phone and we kind of chatted back and forth on it. And in her case, she did wind up getting the 145, which is getting the 50 cards, and that's where she's at with it. But her eyes are opened to what she can do further on. I
Right.
mean,
And if she finds herself, asking, the follow-up may be, how many times did you do that? Well, I've done it
that's
three times
exactly
in
right.
4 months. Okay, so now let's look at the 495 with the 200 cards because that's a better deal for you.
Absolutely.
And we'll
Absolutely.
schedule them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're
And
right.
and I'll
But
tell
it's
you, with her too, what got real interested. I said, "Hey, Catherine," I says, "you know that we have a gratitude expert that will spend some time masterminding with you on what you want with your cards." And I said, I'm using that word mastermind a lot because that kind of resonates with business owners.
right.
You have your own private little mastermind class with this gratitude expert, and, and she can see, because I was in her site, by the way, and I saw what her branding looked like on the back. And like for what she does,
Well,
I
and
mean,
when I
she can
show
do
people
so
like
much
our
more.
gratitude experts will do much better than the just little square that I do and or
Yeah.
can do for you.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. You're 100% right on that. I said, and I said, and so she's like, really like, oh my gosh, I think, and I says, buy a couple hours or, let's, know that this package is
Right.
here for
Comes with
you
it. Yep.
that includes these cards that you can do those twice a year, kind of, or 3 times a year, whatever, kind of a thing. So it's all a conversation. And, through all this with her, I had not sent her the webinar just to show her
Huh.
what's new, kind of thing. But I am now. I mean, I
Yep.
did at the end, I should say, it's kind of like, hey, by the way, what we're doing. I just, this is new to us. Let's, this gratitude movement that we're all a part of, and you are a part of it because you're part of it,
Right.
just watch this and give me your feedback.
Well, and I think we need to be mindful of the, being gratitude, share gratitude, which is sending cards, and then show gratitude, which is showing what we do. We need to either we need to ask that question as, and I think we've gotten that mode years ago. Like, a few people, you've seen how cool this is. Do you know few people that could use this, individuals or business owners? And they're probably like, yeah, all right. Well, I want to recommend that if you do the solopreneur, you take advantage of the affiliate that's
Hmm.
free or the other 495 package, you
Hmm.
know, and then you can share this with people.
Hmm.
Same as if they watch the webinar. What do you think? Would that resonate with some people that you know? Same thing. We have an affiliate program. You get paid. I mean, and I tell my story. I just wanted my cards paid for when I started. That's what I wanted.
Hmm.
Wouldn't that be cool if you got your cards paid for? Let me
Hmm.
show you how. We need to
Right.
we you need to offer that
Right.
every single
Right.
time.
Right.
every single time. Because
Yeah.
you don't know what someone's going through. You don't know, somebody might, man, if I can make another $500 a month, that would be so cool.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, the-
Yeah. And kind of on that same line too, we're coming into the holidays and we'll probably talk a
oh,
lot more heavier on that pretty soon, but
probably
you
next
know,
week.
yeah, like next week, yeah. So, but the reality is, that it's just a win-win on that
Yep,
solopreneur package for people between the gratitude expert and getting some extra money yourself by sharing
right.
it, and getting paying for your cards. It really could. That's really good. I mean, we have to put that. Yeah, that makes a sense.
Because you know what?
To break
Don't,
that down for
again,
people.
if you're asking the right questions, that solopreneur might not be the best one. It might be one of the bigger packages.
That's exactly right.
I have 500
Exactly.
clients. Great. Let me show you which one you should do and how besides holiday cards, how many times you send cards to your clients. And if they say zero or what, here's what I recommend, and here's what we recommend. Here's what we've seen. This is what works best.
Mm-hmm.
Holiday card, Thanksgiving, New Year, Christmas if you want to, and
Mm-hmm.
then follow up in the spring, follow up in the late summer, 3 or 4 times a year with your clients. You're going to be amazed what that does for you.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
Yeah.
it's just asking questions and, like you said, making recommendations. I like the mastermind. You get to mastermind with the gratitude expert. I like that. I'm stealing that one. So,
Mm-hmm.
uh, but you get 25 minutes. And I helped somebody do their bar mitzvah card for his son. That card is so cool. I saw the card, it had soccer ball, and then they did the print around on an angle. I mean, I was
Yeah.
like, wow,
Yeah.
I
I
have
know.
no
I
way that I
know.
could help you with that type of card.
Yeah, I know. I'm the same way. It's like when I look at my brains, like, oh my God, they're so good. I said, I always thought, I was telling someone there, I said, I thought I did good at my
Yeah,
brand
yeah,
back. I said,
I
and then
know.
I got there, and it's like, shoot,
Right, right.
mine are
So
nothing compared.
questions, again, we'll put the questions that we ask in the comments, steal them, but you should not be telling as they're sending a card, except for what they should be doing next. You should be asking questions and silence is okay. So Joy,
Hmm.
how do you see yourself using this?
Hmm.
Hmm?
Yeah, yeah,
Instead of
yeah.
telling them how they should use it.
Right,
So,
right. And you don't tell anyways, you recommend.
yeah.
So yeah, my biggest recommendation, and you hit the nail on the head too, is because this is what other
What you
people
just,
says.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you repeat back. You said you have 500 clients and you want to send 3 cards a year. All right. Well, that's this package twice a year.
Hmm.
All right, let's do the first one. Get the first 2 out. You'll meet with the gratitude expert. Excuse me, you'll have a mastermind with the gratitude expert. So, and if you want
Yeah,
them to do other cards, and you told me that you're not tech savvy and you don't really want to do it or train an assistant, you can have that gratitude expert all year long or the
yeah,
times you need them. So
yeah,
it's by asking better questions, it's gonna help you increase your close, get more people involved, and that's what we want to do. So,
yeah,
because we know
yeah.
it works.
Ask questions, meet them where they're at, and
Yep.
get
Yeah,
the job.
meet them where they're at.
Bottom line, there's two things that are going to happen with everybody, no matter what order you put them in, based on your questions. Is number one, they're going to watch that webinar. You're going to
Right.
offer to get that one, and number two, you're going to ask about the show.
Yep.
When they fill a program. So it's just finding where to put that makes the most sense for your client and where they're at.
Yep.
Right?
All right.
We're
Have a
good.
great weekend.
Awesome. Thanks. You guys too. See everybody. Bye,
All right.
Sean.
Take care. Bye bye.